Go ahead. Make my day.
I see dead.
Milk was a bad choice.
Wax on, right hand. Wax off, left hand. Wax on, wax off.
Hello, and welcome to Watchlist Rundown, the podcast where we explore the cinematic universe one ridiculous question at a time. We are so glad to have you here with us. My name is Hunter, and I am one of your hosts on our show, and I'm joined by my good friend and co-host, Nick.
Hello.
And for this episode of Watchlist Rundown, we are going to be talking about hidden gems. So this is going to be movies or shows or maybe actors who are underrated, things that most people maybe haven't seen or haven't appreciated. This isn't necessarily hot takes, it's just things that we've seen that we feel more people should watch, or
Give the underdogs a chance.
yeah, things that are just out there that we've seen and love that maybe other people haven't necessarily given the proper respect that it deserves.
Yeah.
So I have a couple. I'm not sure if you've thought of any at this point.
You know, it's kind of weird because, like, as time goes on, the shows that I recommend to everybody, it gets popular. You know, like, I feel like I was the only kid in my class that watched Breaking Bad, and now Breaking Bad's, like, one of the hugest, like, TV shows now. Like, same with Game
Fair.
of Thrones. Like,
I feel like Game of Thrones has always been big. I don't know. I never watched Game of Thrones, and I also haven't watched Breaking Bad either. I know that's like a...
Better Call Saul is pretty good, too.
I've heard all of those shows are really good. I've been meaning to watch Breaking Bad. I just haven't. But I have heard it's really good. I feel like, I don't know if that's an underrated or underappreciated movie or show. I feel like it's kind of... Maybe at one point it was.
The Sopranos is a very good show.
I have heard that. I've heard that the Tony Soprano movie was also really good.
I didn't see that.
No?
I was gonna watch it. Like, I think I have like 10 posters for that movie, you know, and I've never watched it. I really should watch that movie. I have
heard The Sopranos is really good.
Well, it's the guy who plays Tony Soprano. It's his kid who plays younger Tony Soprano.
Interesting.
So, I mean, but that
I do like the mobster gangster sort of.
Dude, I do too. Like, Goodfellas, Irishman. If nobody's seen Irishman, they should check that out because...
I'm pretty sure when Irishman came... It was like Netflix original or something,
It is
wasn't it?
Netflix
Yeah.
original.
When that came out, I think everybody was watching it. I didn't watch it because it was like 5 hours long, and I didn't have 5 hours.
Dude, me and my grandma waited till 3 a.m. to watch it. Yeah,
That's
it was
kinda great.
crazy.
Okay, so I'm going to start with my hot take on movies. Have you ever seen The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? It's right up your alley.
I think. Hang on. It sounds so familiar.
It's so good. It's so
what's it
fun.
called?
It's The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
No way.
Okay,
Oh.
so it has Sean Connery in it, and it is such a freaking fun movie, and it's so quotable. So anytime I'm like, if I get into the car to go somewhere, I'd be like, next stop, Paris, because there's a scene in it where they're getting into a submarine to go to Paris. And it's just such a stupid, nobody understands what I'm saying, but I enjoy it.
Huh.
But, so it's basically the Avengers, but with what's the TV show or the movie called with Transylvania characters? It's the Avengers, but Transylvanian characters, kind of.
The Monsters?
No, this movie. It's
Oh.
like, Transylvanian characters, like you have Dracula and Frankenstein and Frankenstein's not in it, but Dracula is, and all these characters come together to fight this big bad villain, and it's literally the Avengers. So Sean Connery's character is a dead shot. Like, he has a really good marksman eye. And it takes place back when there's like musket rifles and stuff, and cars are just becoming a thing. There's a scene where Captain Nemo, who is the captain of the
I have seen this movie.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's great. There's a scene where he pulls up in this car,
Yeah.
and it's like this sweet white like Chevrolet or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What is that?" He's like, "I call it an automobile."
Yeah, I've seen that movie. Yeah.
It's so good. There's like this guy who's kind of like the Hulk. He drinks a potion to become bigger and stronger, and he's like, he speaks in poetry sometimes. He's like, "Home is where the heart is," they say. And it's just so fun.
Yeah.
Like you have Dracula, who is like, he's like the bad guy, but you don't realize he's the bad guy right away, but he's Dracula. Obviously he's the bad guy. And it's such a fun movie. It's like the Avengers before the Avengers came out. Sean Connery is amazing in it because he's Sean Connery, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just such a fun movie. And I don't see anybody ever talking about it. There's Invisible Man, and his name is Skinner, and he's like a dick, and it's great. And there's like a scene where he's putting makeup on, and it's great CGI for when it came out.
Yeah.
Like he's like putting on makeup on so you can see his face, but he's invisible. So like it shows the backside of his head, and his face is inverted because you're looking through his head to his makeup. It's such a cool movie.
I think an underrated movie that I don't think like rarely anybody knows about. It's another Sean Connery movie. It's The Avengers.
I have heard of that. I haven't seen it, but I have heard of it.
It's
98.
Yep, it has
Ralph
Voldemort
Fiennes,
and
Uma
Uma Thurman
Thurman.
in it, and it's basically these two British. She's like Black Widow in a way.
Is it an actual like?
It's called The Avengers. Like, look at the poster. Like, you cannot tell me that's not Black Widow.
It's not Marvel though.
No.
What?
Nope.
Huh.
But like, they're trying to stop Sean Connery's.
It has Aunt Petunia in it.
Oh yeah. They're trying to stop Sean Connery's villain from like destroying the world with the weather machine that changes the weather, and it's But it's a really good underrated movie.
No, I've never. I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
That one's pretty good.
I like Sean Connery. I mean, who doesn't like Sean Connery? His voice is just so good. Another movie that he's in. Oh crap! What's it called? Frick! It's about basically, there's this kid who is. He's kind of like a juvenile kid. He tries to break into the writer of this writer's house, who is played by Sean Connery, and Sean Connery basically turns this whole kid's life around. Great movie. I can't remember what it's
Kind
called.
of sounds like The Upside with
It's not
Bryan
The Upside.
Cranston and
No,
Kevin
it's not The Upside.
Hart.
It's Finding Forrester, I think is what it's called.
Oh, okay.
It's really good. Highly recommend. It's. I guess it's just a Sean Connery episode. But
yeah, right.
he's really good in it. It's when he was old, so it's fairly recent. But it's about this like black student who is basically becoming a juvenile, but he wants to be a basketball player, I think, or his friends want him to, and he ends up becoming a writer, and he gets his whole life turned around. It's really good. I highly recommend. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I really enjoyed that one. So that's one that I do recommend.
I recommend oh my gosh, what is that thing? What's it called?
Dang, I don't know. You
I
tell
don't
me.
know.
Okay, well, you're thinking of it. I got another one.
Okay.
Have you seen The Sorcerer's Apprentice?
God damn it. That's the one I was thinking.
Is it
of.
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so random.
Like,
That's such a
Alfred
random-
Molina was in my head. I was like,
Oh, Alfred Molina is in it.
I was
Yeah,
like,
he
what
was
the
the
fuck is
bad
it
guy.
called? What is it? Yeah, and then
It's so freaking
it's
good.
such a good movie. Every time I bring it up to people, they're like, I don't know that movie.
I made Riley watch that movie, and she loved it. It's
And
so.
the thing is, it has an
freaking
end
funny.
credit scene.
And he's it back. And Alfred Molina's character comes back and grabs his
It
hat.
never goes anywhere,
I
and it
know.
so sucks because I love that
Did
movie.
you know that has scenes based off of I think it's Fantasia? You know, the Mickey Mouse, like where he's
Oh.
making the brooms dance and clean.
Really?
Yeah, in the scene in that movie, he is trying to clean up the dungeon that they're in because that girl is coming over, and he like uses his powers to make the brooms come to life and clean up, and they end up like creating a flood and making everything electrified.
That's right.
It's a
Yeah.
reference to Fantasia because it's a Disney movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a random reference. But no, if you haven't seen The Sorcerer's Apprentice, it is such a freaking
Good
fun.
Nick Cage movie.
Good
too.
Nick Cage movie. He has hair that's really long and he's goofy.
Another Nick Cage movie that he has really long hair and good is it's called Drive Angry.
Drive Angry.
It has Amber Heard, Nick Cage, and the guy. What's his name? Let me see. William Fincher.
Okay.
Oh, and Billy Burke. He played
Jonah King.
No, he played Bella Swan's dad in Twilight.
Oh, I've only seen one Twilight.
Oh my gosh.
Because
get educated.
Get educated. One Twilight I watched was I think the last one when there's like a big Avengers fight scene.
yeah, that was the last one.
I saw this TikTok and it was like all girls watching Twilight in the theaters when they jump at each other and one of them dies or something, like and starts bawling.
Yeah, that was the dad. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, Drive Angry is really good. He's taking revenge on his daughter's murder that the Twilight dad killed, and like he's avenging like the daughter and the baby. It's a really good movie, and it's a really good CGI for its time, and it has awesome comedy and action scenes. Like there's this one part where like Nick Cage and Amber Heard are on the highway and they're surrounded by cops. And the other dude that I mentioned, what was his name again? I keep forgetting. William Fincher.
Uh-huh.
He's in a water truck, and it's so weird because you hear honking. Like it was the most anticlimactic scene ever, and like all the cops turn around, like they're like this, and then like he like jumps over the hill and like. The radio's going, that's the way,
gosh.
And he just crashes into all the cop cars and stuff, and it's the funniest...
In the water truck?
Yes, it's the funniest thing ever. Like, he's, like, dancing like
I need to watch more Nick Cage movies.
Dude, Nick Cage is a phenomenal actor.
He's...
Drive Angry is my
I know this
favorite
isn't the
Nick Cage
episode, but underrated movie. I guess not. That is the episode. Underrated movie. National Treasure is so good. I don't know if it's underrated. I love them. I think they're so fun.
It's really popular right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I know the new TV show came out and it
Got
got canceled already because it sucked. But if National Treasure 3 comes out, I'm seeing it open day. Like, I love those movies.
Hopefully. I really hope it comes out.
Another underrated movie, I think it's underrated. I don't know. I didn't hear that many people talking about it besides when it was like Oscar nominated. But I feel like a lot of Oscar nominated movies are movies a lot of people didn't watch. But
Yeah.
Marriage Story.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Very good.
So good.
I hope you fucking die and get hit by a car. Dude.
I get underrated, not even underrated actor, I feel like at this point. Adam Driver is phenomenal. He is such a freaking good actor.
Yeah.
And the way him and Scarlett Johansson play off of each other in that movie is incredible. It's probably the most down-to-earth, realistic feeling movie I have seen. It's just like, it's so raw and emotional, and it shows you the ugly side of relationships. And
you know what? If you're looking for a movie like that, you should watch Remember Me.
Remember Me?
It has Robert Pattinson.
I do like Robert
as
Pattinson.
the main lead. Dude, that movie, I'm not a dude for like drama and romance movies, but that movie got me, dude. Like, the ending to that movie is insane.
Okay, I'll have to watch it because I really like Robert Pattinson.
You and Riley should watch that because I think Riley would like that.
Robert Pattinson, I think he's becoming more recognized, but I feel like
he's definitely coming back.
He's. I knew he was. I knew he would have a comeback. As soon as I heard he was Batman, I'm like, this is his time.
Yep,
like he's coming back. He's going to be the next big actor that everybody wants in their roles.
Yep.
Like Christopher Nolan had him in the Tenet movie after that.
Which he was good.
I'm gonna be honest. Haven't seen Tenet. I love Christopher Nolan movies.
Oh my gosh. It's so good.
Tenet came out right as COVID was happening, and all the cinemas closed down.
Yep.
And so I didn't get the chance to go and watch it. And then when it came out on, I think, HBO or whatever, I never got around to actually watching it. I do want to, though. It looks really good. I heard it's really good. If you like Tenet, then how do you not like Interstellar? Or Inception, I mean.
Dude, I just don't like Inception.
I love Inception.
Dude, yeah. And another one that's like a rom-com is oh my gosh, it has Zac Efron, Anthony Mackie, and Miles Teller in it, and they're like best friends.
I don't know.
And I think it's like that awkward moment.
Speaking of Zac Efron, Did you watch The Greatest Beer Run Ever?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Really good. It's an Apple TV original based off of a true story about... It takes place during the Vietnam War.
Wait, is that when he's like getting the gold?
No.
Like where he's in the desert? No, that's a different movie.
No. Is he in a movie where he's getting gold in the desert?
Yeah,
I
like
don't
he
know
has
if
to
I've
stay
seen
with the gold, so like until his partner comes back. No, okay.
No, I don't know if I've seen that movie.
Different movie.
Anyway, there... Shit, what was the movie I was talking about?
Vietnam.
Oh, Greatest Beer Run Ever. So it's a movie about Vietnam War, and you know how there was like a lot of no support for the guys who were serving in Vietnam? Because it was just like a war that we didn't win, basically. It's basically about the Vietnam War, and there was a bunch of protests, and nobody was supporting the cause. And this one guy who felt like the soldiers needed more support for fighting in the Vietnam War decided he was going to go and bring all of his friends that were serving beer. So he literally goes to Vietnam. It's a true story. He goes to Vietnam to bring his friends beer. And when he gets there, he realizes that the Vietnam War isn't actually what the U.S. government is saying it is. And it's a freaking good movie. Highly recommend.
Really?
Really good. It's an Apple TV original. Definitely watch it. Have you ever seen the show Longmire?
Yes.
You did? Okay.
Yes.
Did you watch it all the way through?
Yes.
Great movie.
I liked it.
What's her name who plays Bo-Katan? She's in it.
Oh,
I didn't like her character in
Mommy
it.
Katan.
I did not like her character in Longmire.
Really?
So there were some scenes or some stuff that was okay, but just how like she kept trying to get with Longmire was so weird.
Yeah, Victoria.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
Victoria. It was weird. I didn't like that relationship. I think that, she was like the same age as his daughter. Like,
Yeah.
It was just weird. But the TV show as a whole, Longmire, great show. Highly recommend. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
Another two Apple TV places. The Palmer movie with
Is it called Palmer?
It's called Palmer. It's with Justin Timberlake. It's about like him getting out of jail from a crime he committed like many years ago, and he's like a school janitor, and like he's taking care of this kid.
Huh.
And it's just a really heartfelt movie, and
Okay.
it's really good.
I mean, I think Justin Timberlake is a pretty good actor for the most part.
Yeah.
I think he does good in what he does. I know you're got one more, but speaking of Apple TV originals, The Foundation.
God damn it.
Was that what your next
Yeah.
one was going to be? Okay. Well, I told you to watch it, so I feel like I get to talk about
Fine.
it.
Okay, whatever. You watch it. I'll just talk about Ted Lasso.
I haven't seen Ted Lasso.
Oh, it's so good.
I don't know if
dude.
that's underrated though.
I
feel like
know.
nobody's ever actually heard of The Foundation. Like,
Yeah,
it's,
I never heard about it
until I told
me.
yeah. Okay,
It's very good.
If you haven't seen The Foundation and you love like Star Wars and Dune
Yep.
and Blade Runner, if you love those style of movies and storytelling, you will really like The Foundation. It's basically, in short, about this evil empire that's owned and controlled by this dynasty of rulers that basically they clone the empire, the main empire, and then there's 3 different versions of the leader, and one is a younger version, one's a middle-aged version, one's an old version, and they're basically all in control of the empire and leading it to its next place. It takes place over a span of hundreds of years because there is like Cairo sleep and people stay alive longer, and since you have this reoccurring cloning happening, there's always the same actors playing as the empire. And it's just a super unique story, super cool storytelling. There is one of the coolest CGI scenes I've ever seen in at least a TV show in the very first episode, where this sky tower falls out of the sky and starts destroying the world beneath it as it's falling down. It's super cool. If you have not seen The Foundation, so good.
Very good. A very underrated movie that I recently just watched is called The Judge.
I feel like I've heard of that.
It's with Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna read the plot of this. Hank Palmer, Robert Downey Jr.
This is already on my watch list.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
A brilliant but shady attorney returns to his Indiana hometown after learning that his mother has passed away. His arrival triggers...
His dad is the person who is...
Yeah, tension between himself and his father. Judge Joseph Palmer, Robert Duvall, who makes no secret of his disapproval of Hank's morally ambiguous career. As the lawyer prepares to depart, his father is arrested for a hit-and-run death. Hank takes on his father's defense despite the objections and the resentful old man. It is
I've heard it's really good. It's on my list. Yeah,
I love that movie with a passion. Like it. Oh my god.
So a movie that I just watched. It's called Intergalactic. It's with, you know who Kid Cudi is?
What a nerd. Yeah.
What? So I feel like if you aren't a fan of Kid Cudi, you might not have heard or seen this movie. But it's Kid Cudi's a musician. He's a rapper.
Very good rapper.
Very good rapper. His music is so good. You've probably heard some of his songs without realizing you've heard them. But it's a movie about this guy who... It just got out of a relationship, and he's trying to figure out what he wants to do in life. He just got a deal with a comic book shop to bring one of his street art characters to life in comic book.
Yeah.
And him and his ex reconnect, and they still want to be friends. And basically, he meets this new girl who he ends up falling in love with, really likes her. She thinks she's super cool. They both are very similar and have like same tastes and like to do the same things. And he ends up hanging out with her, and when they're together, the ex ends up sending him like a sext, and the new girl sees it and basically gets pissed and is like, what the heck? Because the day before him and this new girl got together, he went to his ex's house to help her catch a rat.
Why?
And when he was there, he took his sweatshirt off, and because it was like hot or something. And when he sees a rat, he freaks out and throws his sweatshirt and leaves it at her house. And so she sends a picture saying, "Hey, you forgot this." So she's got like her boobs out and stuff. And the new girl sees it and like freaks out at him. So it's basically him trying to get back with this girl. And I'm not going to tell you the whole thing because I think you should watch it.
I'll watch it.
Really good. It was it's got the Spider-Verse art style.
Oh, okay.
So, like, this, if you look at this cover art, it's literally the art style of the whole movie.
Oh. And
it's so pretty. It's so cool. It's got scenes in it that are, like, taking place in his comic book. So his comic book character kind of comes to life, and he kind of represents him. Mm-hmm. And his music will play throughout the movie in different parts and fits super well with what the story's telling.
God, that really does look like...
It looks just like Spider-Verse. It's incredible. It's such a freaking cool movie.
What streaming platform is it?
It's a Netflix original. As far as I'm aware, it's a Netflix original, at least. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
So if you have not seen Intergalactic, it's great. I know I just told you a lot about it, but I didn't tell you exactly what happens. So there is one scene in it that, after you watch it, I want to talk about because I think it's really cool, and I think it can lead into another episode discussion, like imagery. Things that happen in movies that are... maybe not necessarily what would really happen, but things that show something happening without actually showing it's happening. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like in, what's that movie? The Streetcar Named Desire. Did you ever see that movie? No? Mm-hmm. So it's an old movie, but there's a scene where this girl is getting raped, which is obviously a very heavy scene. Mm-hmm. But in that scene, it switches to a fire hydrant that explodes. Oh. And it's basically...
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
now.
So it's like imagery without showing what's actually happening. That's not necessarily something that happens in this movie. There's a scene that's super cool, has cool imagery, but it's not like hidden imagery. But there's super cool scenes like that I want to talk about at some point.
There's a horror movie like that where she's like about to get her head blown off, and like as it's happening,
something else,
a popcorn, popcorn pops,
stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's so cool, and I love scenes like that where they show something that, or if there's something that builds up to something,
or like Batman and Robin when he freezes somebody, it like turns into somebody's ice cube and like they're yeah.
So stuff like that I think is super cool. But Intergalactic has one scene that's sort of like that. We can talk about when you see it. So let me know when you watch it because it is really good.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
You got any other ones?
The Super Mario Bros. Movie?
Oh yeah, nobody's seen that one.
No.
We did talk about Sisu in one of our previous episodes. Again,
Very good movie.
So good.
Oh my god.
Go out and watch it if you haven't seen it. I feel like there was a lot of marketing, I feel like, for it. So I feel like if
It was out there.
yeah, I feel like if people were going to watch it, they saw that, they would know that they're something they would like. So I don't know. I don't know how well it actually did, but it was very good. Highly recommend.
I would recommend. I guess not, because that one's a pretty
Pretty well known.
known movie. Yeah, it's called Fresh. It's on Hulu. It has Sebastian Stan in it.
Okay. Oh, is that the?
He's like a cannibal.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I
mean,
I guess not so underrated, but also underappreciated and should not have released how it did. Prey. Did you ever watch Prey?
oh god, it's so good.
Okay, Prey was phenomenal.
It should have been in the movie.
It should have been in the movie theaters, and I think that it should be the start of a new Predator series where he goes to different times and he gets fucked up in different civilizations.
Dude,
like,
they should
go to the
totally
Roman
do that.
Empire. Go I want more of that because it was such a freaking cool and good movie. I loved it.
Oh my gosh, I just had it in my head. Why do we really gotta start like writing.
Right, and stuff down. Yeah, off the top of our heads. There's a movie called Invictus. Invictus, yeah. It is a soccer movie. No, rugby? Soccer? Rugby? I think it's rugby. Yep, rugby. So it's Morgan Freeman, Matt Damon, and Morgan Freeman plays Nelson Mandela.
Oh yeah, it's a Clint Eastwood movie. I know this one. Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
So good. I know Clint Eastwood, everybody's probably watched his movies. If you're a Clint Eastwood fan, you've probably watched it.
You know, I didn't know Clint Eastwood directed American Sniper.
I didn't either. But
it was such a good movie.
You already know I haven't seen it and I want to, but
yeah.
It's on my list. Clint Eastwood makes good movies.
He really does. For a 90-year-old man.
Yeah, he's getting up there. But if you haven't seen Invictus, it is very good. I liked it a lot. Matt Damon is, in my opinion, an incredible actor. Like, The Martian is one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. Did you watch The Martian?
Yeah. Poop potatoes.
Poop potatoes, yep. It is so good.
My one is Ours.
Ours?
It's about this guy who whose wife passed away at birth, and it's during Hurricane Katrina, and the hospital gets evacuated, but they can't move because the baby's on a ventilator. But the battery goes out, so he has to keep winding it up every 3 minutes. It stars Paul Walker. It was Paul Walker's last movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it is.
Wow.
It's really good. I really enjoyed it.
I'll have to check that one out. Hours.
It's free on YouTube.
On YouTube? Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Very weird.
So, okay, this one, I don't know how popular this movie actually is or not, because it came out when I was a year old.
It's not popular. I don't think a lot of people know this movie.
It was one of his last movies. So, A Knight's Tale is the movie I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. It's with Heath Ledger. It's one of his last movies before... Maybe it's not, because he passed away in 2008, right? 2009?
Yeah. He passed away before...
right before Dark Knight was released.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not one of his last ones, but it's one of his ones that was...
One of his last best ones.
Best ones, yes. So it's A Knight's Tale, and it takes place during medieval night times, but the best part about it is that it has rock music that plays throughout the movie.
Yeah, it has modern music.
It has modern music, and it's so fun. In the very beginning, it starts off with We Will Rock You, but it's not just playing in the background. The actual stand people are singing "We Will Rock You," and they're hitting their clubs and stuff and their mugs down on the tables and singing "We Will Rock You" as the knights are jousting. Great movie, super fun. That's an actual love story that I actually kind of enjoyed, because she was this higher she was higher in society, and he was this peasant who faked being a knight, which is illegal and can literally get you killed. And it's just such a great movie, super fun. I love that movie. It's like a comfort movie for me. I'll go and I want to watch a movie, A Knight's Tale. It's just so good. It's so fun.
That's with me with Halloween.
Yeah, I don't watch horror movies when I go to bed.
Oh, dude, I fell asleep
You know they say that's signs of a psychopath?
Sheesh, I might have to get tested then.
Get tested for psychopathy.
Yeah, dude, I fell asleep this morning to a documentary about Rob Zombie's house.
Oh my gosh.
Like the making of it. It's like 4 hours long.
Do you like stop motion?
Yeah.
So I don't know how popular this one is. I don't feel like
9. It's really popular.
Is it?
It is.
Okay, because I love that movie.
Yeah.
9 is a great movie. Isn't it Elijah Wood? It is Elijah Wood, yeah. There's some great actors
Frodo
in there.
Baggins.
Frodo Baggins. Underrated.
John C. Reilly.
Yep, John C. Reilly. It's just such a good, fun movie, and I really like the storytelling. Stop motion, I've never seen a bad stop motion movie, I don't think. Like, every stop motion movie that I watch is just so good,
Yeah.
in my opinion. I mean, there's so much love in art that goes into stop motion.
Coraline and all those.
Coraline was so good.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas. Then you have the Fantastic Mr. Fox, and you have
Which I haven't seen.
Isle of Dogs.
I haven't seen that.
You didn't see Isle of Dogs?
Oh, wait, yeah, I did. I did see
Okay,
that one.
it's so good. I love Isle of
Did we eat
Dogs.
them? No, we don't.
Did you watch the new Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio?
Yep.
So good. Like, I don't know. There's just so much love that goes into those movies, and I just love them.
Dude, Disturbia is another one.
Yep.
Have you
Shia LaBeouf.
Have you ever seen that one?
I love Shia LaBeouf,
Oh
first off,
my
but Disturbia
God.
is just such a... The scene where he gets those kids in trouble by watching...
Yeah, by watching porn?
Yeah.
Dude. Oh my
But
god.
that movie takes such weird twists that you just don't expect.
Dude, it's just so cool. It's about him being on house arrest from beating up his teacher, which that teacher deserved it. He shouldn't fucking say that shit. Dude, if I was him, I'd beat the shit out of him too.
That teacher deserved it.
But bro, him creeping on his neighbors and stuff, and then finding out his neighbor's a mass murderer. Oh my god,
that was a great movie. Anyway, that's what it's about. But there's so much that happens into it. The plot twists are great.
It's
Highly recommend
amazing.
watching. A
It's on
movie.
Hulu.
Is it?
Yes.
A movie you probably haven't seen that I don't know if many people have. Have you seen The Last Castle?
Who's in it?
A lot of people.
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo's in it. And it's got Robert Redford.
I've seen it.
You have?
Yep, that's Tony Soprano. Yep,
You have seen it?
I have seen this.
I feel like nobody's seen it. It's so good.
Yep.
So The Last Castle is about a prisoner camp for inmates that were arrested for war crimes. So they were ex-soldiers who did something really terrible during war, and they get put into this prison. But the prison is run by a corrupt warden, and he basically treats all the inmates super terribly. And it's basically about the inmates all working together in order to take over the prison and get the warden out.
Yeah,
It's so good.
I like it.
It's one of my favorite movies. It's just so good, and it's not even there's not even that much action really in it. It's pretty slow for the most part, but the story is so fun and cool and unique. I really liked it, and it shows how somebody should lead. It's the best example of leadership I feel like I've seen in a movie, where it's not about telling somebody to do something or making them do something. It's about showing them how to do something, and I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's a great movie, and I really enjoy it.
Okay, so if anybody's listening that's a metalhead probably knows this, but if you're not a metalhead but like heavy metal music, there's this Netflix original called Metal Lords.
Metal Lords.
Yeah. It's about a group of teens who are going into a band for a battle of the bands for their high school.
Okay.
And it is the funniest, the dad, Brent Gelman, who was in Stranger Things, he plays Bald Eagle.
Okay.
He is the funniest in this movie, dude. He was the comic relief, but I don't know, it's the
Interesting.
realest high school
Drama sort of thing? Okay.
Because it deals with anxiety, depression, and then it also has Bill from It,
Okay.
and it's really good.
Have you seen any found footage movies?
Yes.
I
Creep. Have you ever seen Creep?
No, I think it's on my watch list,
Oh
though.
my gosh, Creep 1 and 2 are insane, dude.
Creep. Is that one on my watch list? It is not. Okay. Anyway, I love found footage films. They're so unique. Like Blair Witch,
Yeah.
and then you have the. Have you seen Chronicle?
Oh my god, yes.
So
It is-
underrated, and has such good actors in it. And I mean, Michael B. Jordan's in it. You know, those movies are so cool. Like, it's just such a unique perspective to be in that moment. I know some people get sick watching them because it's like bouncy and shaky and stuff like that. I don't get motion sick really, so I just think it's so cool. I want to see more found footage films.
There's not a whole lot
There's
these
not.
days.
There's not a lot of found footage films, really.
And if it is, it's horror.
Yeah, there's a lot of horror ones. Did you ever see? There's one about.
You're asking a horror maniac because I've ever seen a horror movie.
No, I'm not asking about horror movies. I'm watching about found footage film movies. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. There's so many found footage movies that are just so good. Have you ever seen the one where that's Chronicle, that they go and they find like that secret thing and it gives them powers?
As Above, So Below. That's a really good one.
As Above, So Below.
Yeah, it's a horror movie. It
Is
takes
it?
place in Paris.
As Above, So... Oh, yep, that's on my watch list. Yep, I do know that one. Oh, I like Ben Feldman. He's a good actor. There's just something so cool about a found footage film that I really appreciate, and it's very unique, and it takes like an art style.
The Forest was supposed to be a found footage film, but they decided not to go that route with that movie. Have you ever seen The Forest?
I have
It's about suicide forest in Tokyo.
I have heard of
And
it.
she tries to go
I have
find
heard of it.
her
Yep.
find her sister, her
Is
twin
Jake
sister.
Paul there? Or Logan Paul there?
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Dude.
have you
Now
seen
we're canceled.
Have you seen Hush?
Yes. Love it.
So good. I don't know. Is it a popular movie?
No.
I don't feel like it is.
No.
It's such a unique situation where she's deaf, but she's being like haunted almost by this stalker.
And he's like,
And he's fucking with her. He's not even trying to just kill her. He's messing with her psychologically.
Yeah.
He's like just a bad dude. His goal isn't even to like kill her, because if he wanted to, he could just smash through a window. You know? Like,
Yeah.
he could easily get in.
she's like Daredevil though. She can feel the vibrations.
True. She is like Daredevil.
But the
It was-
opposite side.
Yeah, it was very, very fun, cool movie. I like that one.
I would say, oh my gosh, why do I blank on stuff? Not, I lost my thought. I'm dumb.
Tisk. Anyway, I don't know. Do you have any other unknown shows or movies that you want to mention?
Mad Men's good.
Mad Men?
That was an AMC original.
Okay.
It was pretty good. I liked it a lot.
Did you watch Oblivion? Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
I went through a Tom Cruise movie kick, and I was watching a decent amount of his stuff. And Oblivion is a really good one. It's got like a weird...
yeah.
It's got a weird, like, twist in it.
Yeah.
That you don't expect. I'm not going to spoil it because... I mean, I guess I can probably spoil it because it's been out for a while now. Oblivion, basically, he ends up there's multiple versions of him.
Yeah.
And the girl that he's with.
Why don't they glitch?
But basically, they're on this planet trying to figure out and get like Earth extra resources. There's like these floating things that are collecting resources for this big spaceship in the sky where apparently all the other humans are, but it ends up that they're actually being controlled by a giant like alien robot entity. Super interesting. I really liked it. Highly recommend. I mean, it's Tom Cruise. What do you expect? You got anything else?
I know a lot of A24 movies are pretty popular, so I mean, I don't have
A24 is like barely indie anymore.
For
Like,
real.
it's supposed to be indie movies, but is it really at this point? Like, everybody watches them at this point, especially after Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Jordan Peele movies are pretty.
Jordan Peele movies are super well known at this point.
They used to not.
Nope, I loved. I know a lot of people disliked it.
I couldn't. I wish I didn't leave that theater, but I had that thing with my dog.
I know. You gotta finish it, because...
Oh, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, dude, the scene where they're all in the alien and the...
Yeah, it's like...
Oh, dude, I got so claustrophobic. I was like, oh.
Did you ever watch the movie Fat Man?
Fat Man?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It is with Mel Gibson, and he plays Santa Claus. And he...
Oh, yes.
Basically, he gives this kid for Christmas a lump of coal.
Yeah.
But the kid is a rich kid. And so he's basically, oh, you're not going to give me a lump of coal. And he pays an assassin to kill Superman. Or not Superman. He pays to kill Santa Claus.
Yeah.
He pays an assassin to kill Santa Claus. And so you get Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, and they have like weapons, and Santa Claus has a gun. It's great. It's so funny.
I liked it.
It's called, you saw it?
Yeah.
Fat Man?
Yeah.
Okay. It's great. It's so funny. I loved it. It was a super fun movie. Highly recommend. It didn't review super great, but for a Christmas movie, if you're not into the super like sappy ones, this one is hilarious, super fun. Similar to the one that just came out. What was the one that just came out? Something Nights.
Oh, Silent Night.
Silent
with
Night.
David Harbour.
Yeah, with Dave Harbour. Yeah, similar. It's a very similar vein to that.
That was also a very good movie. I don't feel like a lot of people know that one either. The Northman.
Northman was good. Very
A lot of people hate on it.
Shakespearean.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it to be when I came in. Honestly, I think that it made it more unique. I think that if it was just a regular talking movie, it wouldn't have been as good. Mm-hmm. I think what made it so interesting and unique and just different was the fact that they were speaking Shakespearean.
Yeah. Yep.
That was just so interesting to me. And also, any movie with a Skarsgård in it is good.
Excuse me.
You got anything else? Or should we... Oh, okay. I got one more before we end.
I'm looking at my list.
Did you ever watch the movie Freaks?
I have not.
It is bizarre. It is...
The Fonz is in it? Oh, that's not Fonzie. Never mind.
It's so hard to explain. I'm just going to read you the synopsis.
All right.
A bold girl discovers a bizarre, threatening, and mysterious new world beyond her front door after she escapes her father's protective and paranoid control. It's like about having powers, and it's super weird, but I think you would really like it. I feel like it's super obscure. I don't know if anybody's ever,
Sounds like
I've never heard about anybody talking about it. It's on Amazon. I recommend it. It's super weird, but it's really good.
Yeah, I'm looking through my list. I don't think I have anything more.
No other hidden gems of movies?
I don't think so. I mean, everything else I've seen.
One movie that I feel like is not as popular as it should be because it's just such a fun movie. Have you seen The Italian Job?
No.
Okay. Watch The Italian Job. It's fun. It's great. It's basically about a group of people who are robbers, and they are trying to steal this gold safe. And during it, one of the people played by Edward Norton double crosses them.
Oh.
And it has literally such a great cast. Donald Sutherland, Mark Wahlberg, Edward Norton, Charlize Theron, Jason Statham. It's got such a freaking good cast. And they actually mention it in the Fast and Furious movie, Hobbs and Shaw.
They do?
Yes, there's this. So one of the reasons I love this movie is because it has a chase scene in it that takes place with Mini Coopers, where they're driving Mini Coopers through the streets of Italy. I think it's Italy that they're driving through at the point. I can't remember. Maybe it's not. Anyway, they're driving Mini Coopers in this chase scene that they have souped up. Super fun. But in Hobbs and Shaw, there's a scene where Jason Statham's character is taking them into his car bunker, and they pass a Mini Cooper, and he's like, oh yeah, I used that for a job in Italy once. And it's literally reference to this movie, but it's so fun, and it's basically, I feel like it's like GTA, but in a movie. It's super fun. I really like it. Highly recommend. I don't feel like enough people have seen it or even heard of it. but the cast is so good. Like, having Mark Wahlberg, John Sutherland, Donald Sutherland, Edward Norton, Charlize Theron, like, there's Jason Statham. Jason Statham's character is called Handsome Rob. Like, how can you not watch a movie with Jason Statham's character named Handsome Rob? Like, it's just such a fun, good movie. Highly recommend. You got anything else? Or should we call this one an ending?
I think that's it for me. I don't know, all the movies that I recommend, I think a lot of people know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say The Hitman's Bodyguard, but I think
A lot of people know that one. That's not super obscure, yeah. I feel like, especially with the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard coming out, and then
it already came out.
Or that came out, yeah, it came out like 2 years ago, didn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like those ones are pretty popular. I don't know. I don't really have any others that I can think of that aren't super well known.
The War of Worlds with Tom Cruise.
So good.
Very good.
I think he's gotten a lot better at acting. When he first was appearing in movies, the older ones, I didn't think he was a very good actor. Even in War of the Worlds, I didn't think he was that good of an actor. Yeah. But the story was so interesting that I really enjoyed what was in it. You ever see, like, The Recruit or SWAT?
Yes.
Those are both really good movies. I don't know how well known they are, but I really like those ones. I don't know. I guess you can let us know what you guys think are some underrated movies. We have lots of different socials. You can find them through our link tree.
Yep.
So go ahead and check those out. You can find us on Instagram, Watchlist Rundown. I think it's Watchlist_Rundown. But find us, check us out. We would be happy to hear from you and know what you think are some underrated movies. I'm also thinking about possibly starting a subreddit where we can have an episodely, is that a word? Episodely.
Yeah.
Episodic.
Like a live thing.
So basically we'll have you say what you thought about the episode. Let us know your thoughts in those episodes. I'm also thinking about posting all these episodes on YouTube, so you can comment on there. Let us know your thoughts. Let me know some movies that you think are hidden gems, underrated. Maybe we'll take a look at them and watch them ourselves.
We should make a TikTok.
That's all you, man. You can make the TikTok.
I'll make the TikTok.
You can make the TikTok. I'm not super good at making TikToks.
Like, sometimes we could probably go on live stream and stuff,
Yeah, no, I'm cool with that.
Like YouTube and stuff.
Sure.
You never know if we get enough.
Yeah, YouTube lives. Sure, I'm cool with that. Anyway, we would love to hear from you. So if you want to check out our socials, we're basically everywhere at this point. We got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So let us know your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. And we will see you on the next one.
Adios.